What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today we had a data download, a relatively big data download for two brand new Sugo-Fest that are going to be arriving on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. First of which is going to be, well, this technically is not going to be the first banner that's going to be arriving, but this is the first one you guys are seeing here, which is obviously the Treasure Map Sugo-Fest. Now, the Treasure Map Sugo-Fest is going live on July 6th at 1900 PST time. Mark it down in your calendars. I will be live streaming when this banner goes live, so make sure to come over to the stream down below in the video description, twitch.tv/Toadskii at this time, and I will be live streaming, pulling for these brand new treasure map units. And in this video today, we're going to be breaking down all the new characters and also going through the Sugo-Fest itself. But not only that, if we scroll across to this banner right here, we have a brand new support banner, which is going to be debuting on July 3rd at 1900 PST time, which I will also be doing pulls for. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming these pulls. I might hold off on summoning and just do these pulls when the Treasure Map Sugo-Fest goes live. Probably what I will be doing, so make sure to stay tuned for that one. But yeah, we'll talk about this banner as well, and you can see that on the bottom right hand side there, that this is going to be available for 41 days. That's kind of crazy, man. That's going to be crazy because it goes all the way through like to the French anniversary and beyond that, which is kind of wild. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to be planning over the next month period, to see like what's releasing, what's actually going to be the French anniversary. We'll have to wait and see, of course. But let's jump into this, of course. We have the Support Sugo-Fest, as we said, debuting first on July 3rd. And for this particular banner, we have the first multi, which is going to be a discounted multi. It's a 30 gem multi plus a guaranteed support rare recruit character. That's actually really good. The other support banners that have been releasing over the past few months have been this similar structure, so definitely worth pulling, I think, if you are that type of player, right? You know, if you're like one of those players that doesn't have a lot of legends, you should probably skip this banner. But you know, if you're the type of player that spends money on the game and you want to get some good support units, 30 gem multi plus you get a guaranteed one, I feel like is kind of worth it. The second one's also really good though, because the second multi guarantees you one of the new 4 support units. And yes, you hear that correctly. There are 4 brand new support units debuting on this banner right here, which is really, really good. You got a 4 gem, you got a 1 gem multi on the 4th multi, and then you got a legend. Like, it just, I mean, if you go to the 10th multi, every multi after it is a guaranteed new character. Like, there's no reason to do 10 multis on a banner like this. For most players, it's probably better to do the first multi and stop, or just do the second multi and stop after that. Yeah, personally, I'm going to be doing 2 multis to get one of them guaranteed, and that'll be it. But let's have a look at what these characters actually do. These characters are very interesting. So first of which, we have Mr. 1 and Miss Doublefinger. We have a Strength Slasher Cerebral, and the support effect attaches to Nico Robin, Mr. 2, or Mr. 0. So only a few characters, but at least Robin has a few good units, Crocodile has a few good units. Unfortunately, Mr. 2 doesn't really have that many good units. I guess the only good one that really comes to mind immediately is Ivankov Bon Clay, that dual unit. That's the only one that really comes to mind when I think of Mr. 2. We do know that on Japan that they recently voted for Mr. 2 to get one of the new Sugo-Fest exclusives sometime during this year. So that's exciting because it means whenever that character releases, this is a good support unit for that character. Let's have a look at what it does though. So it will go ahead and state that if that character uses their special, it reduces Rainbow Shield damage reduction by 4 turns, reduces 4 turns of paralysis, and then boosts your chain multiplier by 0.7 for 1 turn. That's great, man. That's such a good special. Immediately, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, you could actually use Raid Crocodile, the green Raid Crocodile, with this support. Because the green Raid Crocodile gives you the chain boundary effect, where your chain starts at 1.5 and it caps, I think it's 35 times. So immediately with this, it means that your first attack is going to be like a 2.2 times multiplier, which is pretty good because it's a 0.7 chain boost plus the chain boundary effect, and you get utility on top of it. Like, this is a fantastic support. And I mean, Crocodile kind of needs a V2. I hope Crocodile does get a V2 at some point, either this year or early next year. He definitely deserves it. So whenever a new Crocodile comes out, so long as it's not a chain locker character, then this character is going to be perfect for that. And for Robin, obviously, you know, there's a lot of good Robins in the game, so that's not too bad at all. Let's move on though. It's a pretty good support though, pretty goddamn good. The next one though is another very interesting support. We have Mr. 3 and Miss Golden Week, a quick driven free spirit. Now the support effect only attaches to a driven character or a free spirit character. It does not need to be a character that has both of driven and free spirit. It's just one or the other. So it's not too bad. You got a pretty good array of characters you can attach to. And it says that at the start of Battle 3, so at the start of the 3rd stage of the fight, reduces the special charge time of the supported character by 2, and then gives them a matching slot, and then half damage for 3 turns. This is a very obscure support effect, but not too bad either. There are some instances where this could be useful. Like, for instance, you could use it if you want to speed farm some content. If one of your specials are a little higher than you would really anticipate, you can chuck this support on them, and as soon as you reach the 3rd stage, boom, you get an additional 2 turns of cooldown. Or if you have to deal with special reverse on stage 3, boom, you can deal with that. You can just get a matching slot. You can half damage. So stage 3 is a little bit tricky in terms of damage. Like, you won't be able to kill an enemy on stage 3. You can have this to reduce some damage. And plus, the damage reduction lasts for 3 turns. So you can kill stage 3, move into stage 4, and you're still going to have at least 1 turn of damage reduction active, so it's pretty cool. I don't know how many times you're realistically going to be using this support, but it's just an interesting one because we've never seen a support that activates on a certain stage. And like, for example, like Kizuna only has 3 stages, so this will activate on the final stage of a Kizuna clash. So again, if you have to deal with special reverse, or if you have to stall 1 turn for whatever reason, then I guess you could technically use this. Like, it's a really weird support effect, but it's cool either way. Mr. 3 and Miss Golden Week. Moving on though, the next one is going to be, we have Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas, who is a quick powerhouse striker with a support effect that attaches to only quick units that are also powerhouse. Like, this one is not like the one that we just looked at. It has to be a quick powerhouse character. A little bit restrictive there. But then you look at it, what it does, if the supported character uses a special to boost your slot effects, so it has to be a quick powerhouse character that gives you an orb boost. So very, very restrictive. We'll go through the character box in a minute as for characters that you can attach to. But if you attach it to those units that doesn't orb boost, it cancels attack reducing slot effects for 1 turn. So I believe what it means is any slot that would give you reduced attack, such as a negative slot or a block slot, it basically makes it count as a neutral slot for 1 turn. And then it will go ahead and reduce 2 turns of bind, and gives your quick and powerhouse characters a 1.5 times color affinity boost for 1 turn. This is a fantastic support, giving you color affinity and a little bit of utility as well. But as we mentioned, it's a little bit restrictive in terms of who it can actually attach to. So right here, I've gone ahead and filtered quick powerhouse characters that have an ability that can boost your orbs. Now, realistically, how many characters here would you actually use that support effect on? Ace versus Akainu obviously is very good. Smoothie Oven, I think, is actually another really solid choice. Gin and Don Krieg is also a great choice. Legend Marco could potentially be used. Even the 5+ Ichiji could potentially be used as well. I mean, you've got the Knight Sanji, who is a character that not too many people have, but has a decent effect, plus can give you an orb boost to your quick and strength characters. You've got the local sea monster as well, but other than that, like, there's only like a very small amount of characters that you would realistically use it on, but still a good support effect that can be attached to a couple of good units if you have them in your character box. And now moving on to the final support character that's debuting in this banner is going to be Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine, who is a strength free spirit shooter with a support effect that attaches to any character that is a strength unit that is also a shooter character. So again, it's very similar to the one we just looked at, very specific characters it can attach to, and the effect says that if that character uses a special that changes your slots, which we'll go through in just a minute, some of the characters you can attach to, but a strength shooter that changes slots, it will lock your slots for 1 turn, reduce despair by 2 turns, and then boosts strength and shooter characters attack by 1.75 for 1 turn. That is a fantastic ability. So any support that just changes your slots, you get despair removal and an attack boost, and an ore block as well. Like, this is a really, really good support effect. So let's have a look at strength shooters that manipulate slots. So these are the characters that you may be using that support on if you do have it. Any strength shooter character that has the ability to change your slots around. So we've got the old school Luffy Ace, then we have Ace versus Akainu as well. 6-star Katakuri could also be potentially used. He has a delayed conditional boost, so you can get a conditional boost plus an attack boost, orb manipulation, or block, despair removal just with Katakuri and a support, so that could be used. You've got the treasure map rare recruit Uso Hachi that released recently too. Stampede Buggy is actually a really solid choice. He's got amazing utility. He gives you a full board of matching slots so long as your captain is a driven character. So if you're running Buggy as a sub with a driven captain, that support's going to be really good because you'll get those full slots, you'll get them locked, you'll get great utility plus attack boost, despair removal, that's a great combination. Stronghold Frankie can also be used, but he's not a great unit. He only is a 1.5 orb booster. Colosseum Enel is actually another really good choice because he has great utility, and also if your captain is driven, you also get a chain boost off of that, and you could obviously potentially get an attack boost as well from the support. But I mean, outside of the top 2 rows, there like aren't many of these characters that are actually good that see play. So mainly, you know, Luffy Ace, Ace vs Akainu, Katakuri, Usohachi potentially, Stampede Buggy, Colosseum Enel. Those are like the main key ones that those supports will be potentially be used on. And you know, any other character that releases in the future that, you know, fulfills those conditions, these are great supports to have on your account for sure. So now that we've gone ahead and talked about the support banner, let's go back now to the treasure map banner, which is going to be debuting on the 6th of July, as we mentioned a little earlier. Now, as for the steps for this banner, you can see 30 gem multi at the start. You've got a rate boosted or a Sugo-Fest exclusive on multi number 2. And then multi 3, you're guaranteed a new character, which can be any one of the brand new 3, Onigumo, Garp, and Kizaru. I believe Garp is the highest, Kizaru is the second highest, Onigumo is the lowest. So those are the characters that you may want to be considering to be pulling for. I personally, I would prefer to have the Kizaru. I think Kizaru is going to be the more valuable character moving forward, but Garp is also really solid. Onigumo is, like, honestly, all 3 of these units are pretty solid in their own right. I think Onigumo, in terms of an actual character, isn't going to be that good in a lot of teams, but his support is very useful. We'll get through what they do in just a moment. But as for the rest of the steps here, you've got a 1 gem multi on the 4th, then I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty similar repeating steps. Legend, and then that whatever step, then a new character, 1 gem multi, then you've got another whatever step, new character on the 10th, whatever multi, and then you got the 1 gem multi, and it's like a pretty similar cycle. Oh my god, the last cycle is absolutely brutal. Oh, okay. This Sugo-Fest is not that great. Like, personally, I'm only going to be doing 4 multis. There's no reason to go past that. I want to get at least one of these characters guaranteed, and hopefully get more of them along the way, obviously, would be ideal. So yeah, personally, I'm doing 4 multis, but if you have a look at the banner, obviously, Ace vs Akainu is literally on the main banner on part 1. So if you did not pull for Ace vs Akainu on their debut, or if you're unlucky enough not to get them, you have another opportunity to potentially get them here. They will have the exact same rate between the treasure map banner and also their debut banner, and also the debut rare recruits should also be on this banner as well, but I believe their rates are probably going to be lower than their debut. That's probably the way that it's going to go. But now that we've done that, let's go through and talk about what these characters actually do. So first of all, the lowest of the point boosters, we have Onigumo, who is going to be a quick slasher powerhouse. So because of his classes, he only works with the versus Akainu, not versus Ace. But he has a special ability that does a random non-type damage 12 times, which is like whatever. He reduces 5 turns of despair and completely gets rid of blindness. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, this character as a crewmate is probably the least desirable. His special is like just kind of okay. You're not really going to be using it that much, but I haven't actually looked at what the actual debuffs are on the upcoming treasure map. But it worries me when I see remove SFX, because there's probably going to be some blindness debuff that's going to be super annoying to deal with. So yeah, I mean, that's that. I mean, Onigumo is nothing too special there. Let's have a look at his support though. It attaches to Aokiji, Kizaru, and Akainu. So any of the 3 original admirals. And just anytime you're inflicted with despair, he removes it by 2 turns. Like, that's a fantastic support that we'll definitely see play. And that's one thing that I have noticed while using Akainu, is that he doesn't have that many good supports. So I like that they're doing this, because this just adds additional support to the brand new Ace versus Akainu character. So I love to see that. So Onigumo, he's just okay. I don't know how often I'm going to be using him, but that support's very good for the Admirals, of course. The next one, though, speaking of Admirals, is going to be Kizaru, who's going to be a strength shooter powerhouse. This character has both of the classes for Ace versus Akainu, so he can be used for Ace or Akainu, which is good. So for this guy, his special ability reduces one enemy's health by 15%. He reduces paralysis and burn by 5 turns, and then boosts the attack of your shooter and powerhouse characters by 1.75 times, or if you're in a treasure map, it's a 2.25 times boost instead. I love it. I think this special ability is fantastic. I mean, utility, health cut, attack boost, like, what more could you really ask for a treasure map rare recruit character? He's very good. Not really much else to really talk about there. This unit just in general is a fantastic treasure map rare recruit character. As for his support though, only attaching to Aokiji and Akainu, so a little bit restrictive, but it says that if they use their special, it reduces burn by 2 turns, which is very good, because a lot of people don't notice this, but there aren't many good burn removal supports in the game. And if there are burn removal supports, which there are, but a lot of them are on characters that are really bad. Like the support removes burn, but it's on like a terrible character that you're never going to use in like semi-difficult content, unfortunately. So having this is great, because having burn removal on a character such as Aokiji or Akainu is going to be seeing play. I love that. So very good support, and I would love to get this guy because burn removal is very difficult in support effects. Let's move on to the final character though, which is going to be Monkey D. Garb, who is going to be a strength powerhouse free spirit, and once again works with both Ace and Akainu, and his special ability reduces special bind and chain lock by 5 turns, and then boosts the color affinity of powerhouse and free spirit by 1.75 or by 2.25 during a treasure map. This is a pretty good special ability. I mean, utility plus color affinity, pretty nice. You know, no like health cut, no damage or anything. If he did damage, that would have been kind of cool, because you could have had like Akainu support. I know you couldn't run versus Akainu and Akainu support on him, but you know, it means you could have got like an attack boost plus color affinity with 1 special activation. But still, you know, it's still fine. You could definitely see play, and he has the crewmate effect, of course, to resist special bind by 5 turns, which you love to see. So yeah, because he removes 5 turns of special bind, it means he's automatically going to be a good unit for many months to come, of course. And the fact that on top of that he gives you a color affinity boost is pretty nice. I mean, removing chain lock is kind of like a whatever effect, but I guess technically speaking, you could use this special ability before you use your versus Akainu or your versus Ace effect to ensure that you don't get inflicted with those bad chain locking effects. I guess that's actually pretty nice to have. And now, talking about his support effect, his support's actually really weird. So it attaches to Ace or Sengoku, but it says that if you're inflicted with special bind, he removes your entire crew's special bind by 1 turn, and then your strength and quick characters get a 1.2 times color affinity boost for 1 turn. Like, it's weird. Like, it's such a weird support effect. I mean, the special bind removal is nice, but like the weird color affinity boost, like I just feel like that's kind of just tacked on for no reason. But hey, it's an additional 20% boost. You know, it's not too bad. It technically could still see play. I don't know personally how often I would personally use it, but it's still not a terrible effect, I guess. So those are the 3 brand new characters. You know, obviously Garp being the highest, middle guy, and then the lowest point booster here. So there's all of the brand new characters in Sugo-Fest debuting, but there is also one other minor thing that we have to talk about before we end this video today, and that is the debut, or this is the treasure map character going to be in brand new Luffy Ace, but we have the new arena, which is going to be this guy, Kawamatsu. So Kawamatsu is going to be debuting on the 4th of July, I want to say. Kawamatsu, though, is a strength slasher free spirit with a special that reduces paralysis and attack down by 3, and he actually does 100 times his attack in strength damage to all enemies, so good damage. You could put a Kainu support on him for an attack boost, technically, or for orb manipulation, but he already changes empty block and bomb into matching. He locks your slots for 1 turn, which is good, and then boosts slasher and free spirit characters attack by 1.75 for 1 turn, so that's good. You know, you've got a slight orb manipulation. The utility is hit or miss. You know, paralysis and attack down is good, but only by 3 is a little bit annoying. And then the attack boost, of course, but it says gives you a 2 times orb boost for 1 turn after 2 turns have passed. So he gives you the clock buff, and it's on a 2-turn timer, so after the 2 turns have passed, you get an orb boost as well. And the way that this would be structured is that, you know, after you use his special ability, and you move on to the next stage, after the enemy's preemptive, the clock will disappear, and then you get the buff. So this is great. Like, this will definitely see play. But the other thing about this guy that's kind of interesting is his support effect, which attaches to Raizo, Okiku, and Kozuki Odin. So Odin finally getting another really good support, because when they use their special ability, he reduces paralysis by 2 turns. It would have been so nice if he reduced attack down as well, kind of like his special ability. But honestly, you can't really complain. You know, paralysis removal by 2 turns. They have to launch their special in order to remove it, which is kind of annoying. I wish it was a more proactive activation, but still not too bad. You can still use this in content, and at least Odin's getting a little bit more support, so you love to see that. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's all of the new content that we had in this massive data download here. Cannot wait for the Treasure Map Sugo-Fest and the support banner to go live, and I'll be doing pulls, of course, when the support banner goes live with the Treasure Map Sugo-Fest, so very much looking forward to that. So that is going to end this video today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.